Moshi my gamers, and welcome back to Honkai Style. Before heading to the library of Philia, look for any documents left behind along the way. Many documents were scattered when scholars feared from the black-ties creatures. There might be information about Thanatos. A bug? Eek! Why are you turn so silent? You're following me, Creek! It seems the spice is kicking anymore, Creek. Time to record it. I do find it funny that I'm playing as Day 100 situation. I mean, he has to investigate, so it's easy to go to. This one is so oh look, they're dead, thank goodness. Hey. If they're not dead, I don't know what to say. Okay. Jump. We're good. Okay. So the monsters, oh, they're dead. They use the power magic. Is it around here? Black monsters are twisted in form, and their life has turned to ash together with the souls. Is it possible to figure out the fall when they're still alive? These are the remains of the black-tide monsters. It does look different from the tight cannon from the up close. What's that underneath it? A scroll? Huh. Okay, I'm gonna read this right now. A wicked debate between Americans and Northwest scholar. Most of the legal leave only fragments of dialogues. Veteran scholars will all recast the state of the dead. The red torch just touched the sky. But what were they really? Just blunt messages military by military put in there who dare challenge the Titan's authority? Veteran scholar. A complete military attempt at obfuscate. You must have bowed to the Titan before so long. You've forgotten a scholar true's purpose? Making a mistake does not mean the act was meaningless. Even though students new to the grove understand this from basic logarithm lessons. An entire city-state reduced to ashes proves the skyship construction was a mistake. To me, that precisely the main thing he achieved through sacrifice. Am I hearing this right? Such a statement are you covering it to Vermis? No, I simply extend the matter for another perspective. Legible content ends here. As I expected, the grove doesn't feel discussing about the sky. It's a debate between two scholars about the sky ship. A glider also made mention of the ship when she integrated us. It may be I rather forgot. I'll hold on to this for now. With any luck, this journey won't leave us empty-handed. Huh? What? Is this thing over here? These pigs make us run so fast. Like, gotta go fast. Uh-oh, you in danger? I got you. That's... I see? Why is she surrounded by many monsters? As much faith as I have in her, I probably a good idea to help her out here.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Need a hand?
Or you could sit back and watch.
Bitch! I'm going to help you! Anyways, I can tell if you see us or not, but be hard on it without bugs, I suppose.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. Alright, now let's get him!
Yeah, you were joking. Let's kick some ass, why not?
Step aside. I have no interest in stoking
Mino, how's this gonna work? Still the big ones. Big baddies. Ow. Wait, violence my healer now. It doesn't mean this will replace though, by the way. It's gonna depend on which one this time. So, who to strike, huh?
I grant you this, as you wish. Dazzling ninja, here to vanquish. Myriad colors burst.
Bailu, you're the healer.
You don't look so good.
So I would say, heal.
Gotta get those vitamins.
Don't worry about me.
That's why I love abilities. It does that.
The time is now.
You can see all of them.
Cosmic ninjutsu is
Go, ninja lady.
Ninjutsu secret technique. Dazzling obliteration.
Let's go, ninja. Yep. In the middle. Dragon lady.
You too will soon head to the nether realm. Please, wilt here.
Watch out. Down. And attack.
It's too late to repent.
Swing. Show yourself. Will you not do something? 3 times. So right now.
Time to show you. shall remember this warmth.
Heal us. Ouch. Hold on. I'll go on a sec. Damn, she's crazy strong. I mean, I built her.
It's too late to repent.
Too dang Han's ability.
The truth of life and death, revealed in an instant. This sanctuary
It's been
is
a while,
but
dang Han.
efficient.
Nice, he's murder.
Embrace
the
new
dragon.
life, Pollux.
Get them!
I only
I
wish
think you got
that
them.
death may protect us.
Oh my shit, Jesus Christ! She's so OP! This place is practically in ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be any monsters here.
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you.
Another dialogue, huh? A debate book between two scholars. Most are illegible, leaving only fragments of dialogue. Well then, enlighten me. What's the idea mean to examine from another perspective? Simple, you see, when you stand normal, the sky is above. When we stand ahead, it's below our feet. Hey, I don't even want to know what kind of suggestions inspire you to make such eclectic theories. By the way, I have a student who loves to write static crime or other votes about the fool who could not figure out the question no matter what. I said, there's no reason for joy vested in this. You're like Jeremiah-Kun, huge yet always gazing downwards at the earth while I want to be a witness of sting and dramas. What if the stage trying to face simply prove that our path to Aquilia, the skyship was the one. Iconius, you impossible maker, mark my words, you eventually answer for your scandalous. I doubt your students, or the young teaching assistants girl, have an idea what secret research you're truly conducting. Okay, that ends there. Alexis. Goes. He's the scholar who fuses himself with a cold flaming reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching this guy. He's never mentioned anything about it.
Prof. Painon said Anaxis might be opposed to the flame chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods. Nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways.
I pick up a skull on my way here too. It looks like it may relate to the one we're holding.
Oh? Let me have a look.
Hannah combines both records together.
By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other.
There's still much I don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, talk about it. Who are the Venerators?
The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most. As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance.
A very legit explanation, thank you. Next, was it a mistake to build the skyship?
Nearly everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini Treevy cannon could slip past their watch.
That was a joke, right? I hope so. What is Anaxa's field of study?
Newsporists primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer. But that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something, then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch.
Okay, I'm done.
Anaxa often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the skyship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the Earth that it provoked the wrath of the Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon itself. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even this scroll is completely new to me.
Don't worry about it. We'll just clear everything we can find at Tennis for now. There's skills that caught my attention, though. They say that Anaxa is conducting secret experiments of some sort.
That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this.
Uh-oh.
Could there be more to what happened at the Grove?
Can this open up any faster though? Because why does it do that sometimes? I think it's funny. Okay, heading towards the next direction.
This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they sought. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythro-Keramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here.
Really seems like it's a nice thing to do.
Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Well, if you don't mind, did the Grove either conceal criminals?
Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akuma for reading after that.
Agree, it's business the same. We should leave as soon as we're done. There's a book scroll all over this place. I gather them while we hold those texts. This way, nothing will be overlooked. Alright. So... hold up. Could fix this. Alright. Oh, what? We'll start with this one? The record of many reached topic of Christmas Scholar has applied for. This is what from the school sage about these topics. Topic 1. A discovery that made mythical beasts renowned for the larger bachelor reside in areas with poorly managed births and death record for such creatures. Promistions to research reply. Lacks research significantly not approved. Topic 2. An option of a real plant with the growth of the growth patterns of nearby white durays. Permission to research reply. Falls under the domain of the local school. Not approved. Topic 3. Investigating the feasibility of placing flying birds into rocket tubes to guide the direction of the rocket's flight. Permission to research. Reply. 2. Finexo. Not approved. The circle towers grew increasingly electric. Yet the outcome of the reply remains unchanged. Impressive tactics. Hopefully I can help survive the black tides. Alright, next one. These are complete letters from the schools about an archaeologist that bound mostly. There's a thick stick of letters. Based on the dust of the perfect and concealed, that complained he did not even bother opening them and just chuckled them aside into a corner. This is about an axis. I should read this. And I said, you should come in level 2.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa, Oh. Are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Anaxa hold that much influence?
Why else would they call him the great performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
An uncanny impression. What happened after?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholars' allegations, or face expulsion from the grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Am I supposed to put myself in Anaxa's shoes and answer that? Let's say no. Based on his journey, humans have the pleasure to take over the duty of Titans.
Anaxa said the same thing then.
Glad I said no.
Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
Did you agree to that?
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it would indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods? It was only after a brief silence that he answered, I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble constructs.
What did he say that Titans are not noble? Wing Lao's in the case.
Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
Given the golden music opposed to the archives, could there really be such an oversight right under their noses?
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. Right?
Are you sure about that? This shit it's like a maze. I mean, it's pretty much is thing, hun. So now we're going to head to his lab.
This is the place, but where is everything?
Guess they're gone.
Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seals to the lab. They're all gone. Did the black tide destroy it all?
No wonder you didn't see any defenders along the way. Have you ever been here before?
No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain, but come out covered in soap with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
Yeah, but hold up. Before anything, I just saw a bookstore. Hold up. Our sister long can fulfill souls, while Colvin's only kills them. Let the blade destroy pure intended bud. When facing true beauty, any thoughts of the eye but simply click. Okay, so that's still around. These are materials requested by an access. Documents for virtuous view that has been compliant. All one placing, including Titan corrections, the universal of the soul, alchemy decoration, and so on. Most of the material looks to be within the research domain of the notorious school of thought. However, a document titled "A Study on the Crystal's Hair" background is mixed within. Okay. These appear to be quick notes. Examine the back of the crystals here. The Holy Men of Genopolis, Tribe, Trian, and Trino. Dozens of the Holy Men from the Tribe of the Three Fates. Gold Weaver Aglaya of Okuma, from the Maintainer Priestly family. The Prince of Cousin Criminals. High Kings of the Twilight Code died. All the actually has varied degrees of connection of the Divine Titan or the Divine Authorities. Thus, the Golden Blood comes from the hundreds of priest families or warrior bloodline. In access, I, myself, show no such connection. Clearly a equation. What did they use to create the golden blood? The shape of Christ's hair? Yet, Chrysosus, the servant of death from Equidonia. Her lingering is neither Titan priest nor demigod, but she has walked to earth for the last of millions with the power to grant death to humans. Where did the power come from? Another text speaks to the dragon legends of Senax, the alchemistic record of soul, whipped from dragon corpses in is integrity. Dragons appear to be the Titan's creation. Perhaps there's a way to reverse the process, using alchemy to refuse human souls with Titan creations, increasing the purity of and divinity of golden blood towards the absolute. The deity must be tested, experiment to be arranged.
What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Okuma and me?
The journal contains several including points. Collections of Titans. For the abyss of fate to criminals, I see many a Titan collection during my time in Emporis. Life form created by Circes can also be found in the grove. But fusing them with human soul through alchemy means I can't even begin to imagine. The Crystal's Ale. Anaxa seems to hold special interest in the divinity coursing through the crystal hair's veins, and has even conducted a thorough investigation into the hero's background.
It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. Plus, considering that the new sporists have crafted omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases, it also makes sense that he would conduct research on immortal Chrysos heirs. But now, it seems Anaxa's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings.
Anaxa's research. Through alchemy, Anaxa's aim to find the golden blood that causes air to the degree of purified equal to divinity. This must be what he means by close to true purity. But treating both Titan creation and the human body as material as they use in alchemy experiments, that's rather extreme.
Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh boy, okay. These documents appear incomplete. Judging from what left behind, the important alchemy formula has been taken away. Only the author reasoning remains. The previous approach, his flaws. Fusing human souls, the Titan's creation does not purify golden blood. Even per Titan's creation are contaminants to Christ's ale, golden blood. Soul fusion between humans and creation merely repairs influence of the soul of pertains a connection to dying souls. While creating myth tells us that Christ's ale and other creations were all made by Titans. The nature differs from mentality. The Titan's creation are no intended product of the alchemy process, and the Christ's ale are closer to the Titan than the creations. In other words, I should not have considered Titan equation equal to Christ's ale. The purpose I should focus on is one point towards the Titan themselves. Such rare chances to study Titans demand a manufactured selection of research subjects. Living Titans prove impossible to restrain, and dead Titans offer no insight worth pursuing. But dying Titans, they are the perfect research subjects. Only by understanding the formation of creation can we ensure perfection at the moment of everything's birth. Through my own hands, I will melt a Titans and research the true essence of the soul.
My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
Do you mean he's trying to worship human souls alchemy?
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. Oh, I just thought of something.
What's one?
Do you remember? When the black tide was approaching, the Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process.
But Cersei took over his body and regressed him, which led to the war now.
That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident?
Maybe? What do you mean?
Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done?
I put my theories to the test no matter cost.
Exactly. When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the luminary throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame.
Ah, did he succeed?
No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Cersei's would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing.
Could he have taken them for other purposes?
Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No. No way.
To consider the entire progression, one must first understand the position of creation. If Anaxa is in alchemy now, then that means...
He's after Kefali.
Oh...
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the holy city is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the world.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions, did you?
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks.
Oh wait,
No,
it looks familiar.
they constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa.
Oh right, I remember those chains. This is what it used to look like back then. Okay.
They call me a blasphemer, Xerxes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just as I see it. Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculation.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see. In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes.
Undertaker with green hair.
That's not all.
Funny.
Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you would say that, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
You think so, buddy? I mean, am I being him? In the meantime, it's back to the main character.
I have news from Hyacinth and Dan Heng. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kainis is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
We will be waiting here for your good news. Okay, am I being the main character now?
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders! How dare they trample over it!
Wow, these people are shining down into with their eyes.
It's been a while.
Hello, Ogre of Empires.
What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Krateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh! Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night?
I wouldn't say Aqua. Wait, Aqualon! She's not here. Why would you say that? It would be hard not to notice thunderclaps in broad daylight.
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the council.
That's...
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Krateros.
What is happening? Okay, yeah, we're on the Mickey outside. Hey, did I read this? I believe I did already. Those are just hiding? What? Get out of the way.
Looks good.
Yes,
By
it's good.
carefully into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed.
Let them speak before we move on.
Virtuous citizens of Akama, fine Nvides, Elysiae, and the Outlander are heading toward us.
Yes.
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but I admit I am now unable to do so.
What do you mean?
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I have become no different from these hypocrites, no longer capable of relating to the people. This has come a lot sooner than I expected. But perhaps it is time. I need you to step up, Finan, in order for me to retreat behind the scenes.
Yes, this is my duty, but...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate. But that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a Chrysos heir without flaw, capable of relating deeply with humans.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win this debate.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphorius was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while gods walked the earth and shared close bonds with humans. Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kefali's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat, with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now, the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question for you. Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your choice now. Which of the two would lead mortals to an ideal future?
No hesitation, I stand by El Nova! El Nova is the path of the God promise. We should not have doubt in the flame chase journey.
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time?
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again.
Hey!
Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these 2 heroes, I can promise all of you that Era Chrysia will exist once more.
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead?
I don't think they know.
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaia is unfit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor of Era Chrysia.
They don't know what we're doing, actually.
Era Chrysia! Era Chrysia!
Era Chrysia! The hell are they chanting?
Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
Hold on. Let them cook.
You finally arrived, Naxa. So have you, Cass.
Don't worry, Aglaia. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do? Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next?
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphorius back to an era when all beings live forever. We'll usher in a new future that will be entirely different from the flame chase journey.
He's one of the 7 sages. That's impossible. Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists, how can we go back to the old days?
Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Fagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external perceptions. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city?
But the place will become the Flame Reaver target sooner or later!
Could it be that you heard that from the Flame Reaver themselves? Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn. Oh, beautiful old world, where are you now? Oh, legendary Era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm.
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the flame chase journey will have to end.
Era Chrysia!
Cheering excitement.
This is bad. The masses are now totally riled up.
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you, Lady Aglaia, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
What?
With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorus brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the Era Chrysia will return to our world once again.
Chewing again.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By carefully into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed, Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
Cheering again.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften? You also don't seem to be as quick-witted as before.
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the prophecy, our failure has never been on the cards.
Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at the Citizens' Assembly.
Lagos announced the cause of the debate and the attendees parted ways. Cassius, what's going on? Please, I hope I know what she's doing. Do you know what you're doing?
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa, I unintentionally facilitated your partnership with him instead.
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me. I will answer them to the best of my knowledge.
In that case, please tell us as much as you can.
What happened when you went to look for an Nexus?
In actuality, he showed me a past that was both long and heavy.
Okay.
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly
we noticed earlier though.
I overheard a conversation between heroes.
That's what it was.
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl. Our hometown. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times, thanks to the wisdom of its ruling queen, until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. Its wings were large enough to blot out the sun, while its claws were sharp enough to rip the waves apart.
Was that a dragon though?
It barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. It even settled itself in her bedroom. Like a tyrant king, the queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested, and all that was left of her was a pile of bones. Devastated, the queen wept for several days. It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon bone and dragon blood. That liar called this process the secret art of alchemy. The princess was reborn! The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body.
That's her.
As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors, and all of the town's innocent civilians in a single gulp. Worse still, the souls of the deceased refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal realm, these resentful souls ultimately converged into a river of souls that would not retreat for a long time. The terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our hometown fell into ruin as well. Until... Actually, I don't know what happened next either.
Oh my... It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Pelixia. So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image, and yet what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now.
Oh, my goodness. Is this cliffhanger really necessary?
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play, and the truth will naturally reveal itself.
Was that Castorus being mentally disabled? I'm kidding, chill out.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
Actually, is that really her? Now think about it.
I
think that's someone
that
else.
This
That could be her twin.
so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a tradition of alchemy in your hometown before, have you?
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that anybody was looking into this area of study.
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children.
A fable, you say? If so, what moral is it trying to impart to the kids?
I guess it might be the concept of equivalent exchange?
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like honor the dead. What? At a loss for words?
No. I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there is hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight to it, right?
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter me. Why don't I ask you a question as well, as a form of equivalent exchange?
Of course. What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you love?
What? What kind of strange question is this? I got it. You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
Yes, I would.
I wouldn't do it, honestly.
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. After all,
I wouldn't do it.
Me,
I bet
and the rest will all have to face that fateful moment eventually.
Yeah, but honestly, when you die next, you see them anyways.
My time is finally here. However, perhaps because of my firm belief in the immeasurable value of life, I am unable to complete the trial.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains and be reborn with the dead flame. It is a pity that fate is such a cruel mistress.
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must pay the price. Our trial can only be completed when the one chosen sacrifices her life. I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins for this exact purpose.
Fortune makes fools of us all.
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. And yet, I can't do the same. How absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death. What should we do? If I'm ultimately not able to make up my mind...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time for you to ponder.
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain future to cloud your mind.
Trial, prophecy, The topics that they're discussing seem familiar, but these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection of this.
Amphorius's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. Is that not strange by itself? I have long held 3 hypotheses about this. However, let's continue watching for now.
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior. I seem to have met him somewhere before.
Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident that you'll complete your trial?
Of course. Though, I am worried about what will happen once I've emerged victorious.
Looks like you have made up your mind.
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason.
This is mostly dialogues than this is
You
action.
really know how to make things difficult.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise. Lady Calypso, you shall host the soul-rending ceremony.
I do not understand. Why would you dare to sacrifice yourself for a future that you won't get to witness?
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that I will one day be engulfed by it. Furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk. A journey I began long ago. If your sister or Chaos were in my position, I believe they would make the same choice as well.
I'm not that brave. I don't know how I'm supposed to face such a serious affair.
Despite being Death's chosen one, it seems you still don't know how to face it. Let's chat, young lady. Perhaps I shouldn't end my journey so hastily. Since there's still time, I'm not worried about letting fate wait a little longer.
Of course. This warrior is Lord Nias. As the embodiment of Nikador's divinity, he entrusted his life to us and allowed humankind to end his madness. That means that what I'm currently seeing before my eyes is in fact...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans, before they attained their divinity. If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is actually...
Polixia? Is the previous form of Thanatos? But her appearance...
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location of the Death Titan.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Nias.
Oh, yes. Okay, that took a while. Okay, let's actually stop it there for today. So we continue this. Oh, I'm gonna there. Like, subscribe, I'll see you later. Sayonara.